How's it going, all? Welcome to episode 3. Today, I really haven't planned anything out. Well, for the talk about for this episode. Um, I've already gone over, like, what's, what the channel's about and, what kind of materials I use. Well, I haven't really been into like touch LARPs, but the LARP that I've been a part of for oh man, about 6 years. Pardon. And I've been crafting for about 7. And but like I said, I don't know much about touch LARPs, but I do know more about mine. Uh, so I'm going to talk a little bit about mine, and from there, who knows? So, Dagorhir. Dagorhir is derived from the word warlords from the world of Middle Earth. And we were founded back in the 70s. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've read up on our history, but when I first got interested in Dagorhir, I did read everything about it. And real quick, this is my work, my commission attire, apron, this hat. Anyway, but with our LARP, it's more of like actual hitting, as opposed to like just a touch. Each of our weapons, or each of our weapon classes, are color coded. When one-handed is blue, two-handed is red, stab only is green. However, with green, it can be applied to blues and reds, meaning blues can have a green stab, like a green tip, meaning not only can that weapon hack and slash, but it can also pierce. Then there's yellow, which are javelins and arrows. The only time headshots are allowed are from either one of those colors, as well as white, but I'll get into that later. With yellows, I haven't been an archer. I've arched a couple of events, but when I had when I had injured my knee, I did go with ranged weapons during the healing process, and once it healed to the point where I could walk again, I got back into melee, or front of the line, because me in particular, I am sword and board, meaning I fight sword and shield. I just prefer it. With javelins and arrows. Sorry, I'm going in all sorts of directions. But with arrows and javelins, they cannot get knocked out of the air. They have to go the full distance and strike the opponent in order for that to count. So if an arrow flew through the air, got my arm, That would be the archer's call. Uh, Javelins, pretty much the same thing, but it's thrown instead of launched. And then there's white, which are rocks. Uh, what constitutes as a rock is pretty much just open cell foam in a white cloth cover, and it has to be thrown. The only time it actually does any kind of damage is a headshot, and that's death. But with our LARP, well, some people in our community don't call it a LARP, but I call it a LARP because you can literally be anything you want. I mean, from what I've seen, you can be a Roman up to a flippin' orc from Mordor. And from what I've kind of seen and heard is that there's samurai units, not where I live, but there's somewhere down south. I could be wrong, but with but besides that, with hits, headshot from Erwin Rocks, dead. From the collarbone to about where your belt rides is a torso shot, which is death. From the shoulder down to your wrist, that's an arm shot. And then a leg shot is from the hip to your ankle. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. So if you get hit on the hand, but it's holding a weapon, that doesn't count. In order for it to count, that hand has to not be holding a weapon. And with every now and then I'll play Fool's Guard, or not Fool's Guard, Peasant's Guard. I think that's what it's called. Where you're just using a single blue and pretty much using your arm as a shield. But in order for a death with limbs is both arms, both legs, or a combination of. With the foot, if it's planted on the ground, then it does not count as a leg shot. If it is off the ground and said foot is hit in midair, that does count as a leg shot. Forgive me. But from there, here, where I live, not only am I a ambassador to my realm, but I'm also a chieftain or unit leader. And with my unit, it's more along the lines based with Vikings. But here recently, I kind of updated it to where it's not only Vikings, but it's also Celts, Saxons, and even mercenaries. We have a rank system for those that want to. Um, well, actually, we have a rank system for combatants and non-combatants, which is pretty unique in my opinion, because with the other units in our realm, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. But yeah, we have a rank system. We have requirements to meet in order to get to the next rank, and the higher up you get, you start receiving clan rewards or clan gifts. But before any new people that come into our unit, they have to be initiated in by not only by myself, but also from other members of the unit. It's coffee. But yeah, that's pretty much a gist of Dagorhir and what I do within our community / realm, and also pretty much just making weapons, because right now I'm still in the process of making a glaive for one of my squires. I have two. But that's only so I can help teach them. But yeah, so I will see you guys. Actually, you may see something pop up tomorrow, because I will be going to my very first Pagan Pride Day. So I will do my best to get some footage of that, and I will put it up here as soon as possible. But unfortunately, I would have to leave the festival a little early because of real life stuff, meaning work. But yeah, that's pretty much today's episode. I hope you all get a better understanding of what Dagorhir is. If you're interested in anything similar or into it, just look us up on Facebook. There's multiple groups. Right now our website is under construction, but there are also other communities similar to ours. There's Amtgard and Belagarth, both of which you can look online or on Facebook. Their rules are slightly different than Dagorhir's, but with, I think, either both of them or one of them, they have, because with us we don't have much of a magic element. The only magic element we have are healing poems, and that's about it. As where with the others, they have, I guess they have specific spells and whatnot. But yeah, that's today's episode, and I will see you guys either tomorrow or next week. You have a good day. Later on.